Hi, I've just been preparing some of the videos to put them up on YouTube, but before I do, I wanted to make sure that it's easy to access the code and follow along if anyone wants to do that. So what I'd like to do is add some tags to my source code repository, um, just to mark the location of each video, and so they'll show up here in releases when I do, and that'll make it easy for people following along to figure out exactly where they're up to without having to pay attention to exactly which commits were made when. So I'll just open the GitHub application, and I've tried to make tags in the GUI application before, but I just couldn't find anywhere to do it. So I'm going to use the command line for that. So tagging basically just adds a bit of extra information onto one of the commits, and that lets you check out the code at that particular commit easily by using the name of the command. Sorry, the name of the tag. So let me just make the text a little bigger. Okay, so I've got some notes over on the other monitor here where I've just been going through while I was preparing the videos and just taking some notes and figuring out what commits were where. And so I know what I'm going to call each tag, and that's where I'm copying things from, so no magic there. So now I'm just going to say git tag. I want to make an annotated tag, so that'll have extra information associated with it, such as a description. And then the tag name, which I'm going to call video 02. I didn't make any commits in the first video. And then I'm going to need a commit ID. So I can have a look here, and I know that I made commits up to extract summary paragraph, so up to here. And that's the commit ID just there. So it says copy to clipboard, so maybe clicking that will have it copied to the clipboard. That's a different thing, or that one. So I'll just right click to activate that in quick edit mode. So that should create that commit, and because I did -a, it's annotated, so it gives me space to put a description in here, which I'll just grab from over here because I prepared them before. I thought it would make for a bit of a boring video to include that. So I'll grab this. I've got a separate sort of heading that'll go with that, and that should improve how it's displayed on GitHub. I'm using some Markdown here to give links to the videos, so I've already uploaded them just so that I could make sure that I had the video URLs ready to go, and that'll do, so I'll just save that and close it. It brings it up in Notepad because I haven't changed my default editor for Windows. Usually I would change my default editor to Sublime Text or Vi or Vim, but since I don't do that much development on this machine, I sort of haven't bothered. Okay, so that should have created a tag on my machine locally, so to push that, I should just be able to do git push tag, and it'll push the tags to the server, and that should make it show up on that page there as a release. Oops, kind of hidden that. So that's finished pushing. It's a new tag for the server, and I'll refresh this page so that you can see tag video 02. It's got that first line as a title. It's converted that markdown into URLs. Just test one of those, make sure that it goes to a video. So it has. So these should be published by the time I put this up. And you can see you can also download the source code at this point as a zip or a tar gzip. So that's probably the least setup way to get the code. but the easiest way overall, but with a bit more setup, would be to check out the whole repository and then just get the individual tags with git checkout and then the tag name. So that should check out my code there, and if I do git k, I should see where I currently am. So you can see that's put me back to here, which is where I was at the end of the second video when I'd made those commits. So that's the basic idea here. So you can either download the code or go to this tag. It also provides some reference, just so you can see which video I recorded what in. So I'll just go ahead now and create all of the other tags, but the procedure is going to be pretty much the same. So if you think you've got it, feel free to end here. The reason that I'm just recording the whole thing is that I don't want anything to show up in that source code repository that that I haven't made a video for, because the idea here is to show the whole process. So I'm just scrolling through my notes over here, and something else that I will do is just you can also use git log to view the commits. So if you want to do this fully on the command line, and to make it a bit more compact, I can do git log with pretty output. It's a preset for one line of output. So if I just clear the screen and do that, that's sort of a bit better for reference. Oh yeah, so git checkout master to take me back to where I was before. So I'll take clear screen and there, so that'll show me all the commits. Cool. So next one is at display section. So I'll just click that and right click it to copy the checksum there. That's just a hash of the change since the previous commit. So if two commits are exactly the same, that have the same hash, and it's just a way to refer to the commits, and it's also how they're stored internally by Git. Right, so git tag annotated video 3, and that's tag. Next one. That's video 4. That one goes up to splitindex.js. This 5 has a tag. Let's just show help. So while I do this, I might as well say, so normally tags would be used for when you get to a point in your project where you want to make a release. So usually be in some kind of sort of finished and tested state. In this case, I'm just sort of co-opting the tagging mechanism for my own use. It's a little bit different, which is fine. Git is a little bit complicated, but it's also very flexible. So it means you can do things like this. Just make it do something a little different that is sort of suits your specific need. try to make these tags at the end of each video from now on, but I may forget one now and then. Might not bother recording video to add a tag, just since it would probably be very short. But I'll try to keep most of the process visible. Okay, so that should be everything I need in there. And now I'll just push all those tags to GitHub. So that's pushed all of them. I can look here, sit back and refresh that. So here we go. You can see 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. So that's all of the tags. Oh yeah, there was the other thing. You can also sort of show a tag. So if I want to show the tag for video 7, that will give me a bunch of information, which, because it's an annotated tag, it records more than you would for just a simple tag, which I might as well show. Just log there, and let's just tag that initial commit without the -a, and we'll just call it test, because I'll delete that in a second. So tagging that. So that's just basically showing the commit. It hasn't got the extra message, or let's purposely compare it. So it's still showing the code changes. Let's show that and video 7. So in video 7 I've got author, date. Still got author and date. I was under the impression that simple tags recorded even less than that, but oh well. Maybe there's some other kind of tag that I'm thinking of. But that's all the tags created. They're all pushed to GitHub. I'll just delete that test tag. Also, if I had pushed that to the server, I would need to delete it on the server, which I would do. Push to the server from sort of nothing to test. So here I would, if I wanted to push a tag called test1 to be called test on the server, that's how I do it. And if you just put nothing in front of the column, you can basically send absolutely nothing to the server as tests, and that would basically mean that if there's something called test on the server, it'll override it with nothing, which deletes it. So that'll do for this video. Thanks for watching.